Every lesson is your lesson to learn. And I want you to sit and think about that for a moment. What do I mean by not every lesson is your lesson to learn? The majority of people who are on a self-exploration journey, a journey where they want to understand themselves more, where they want to grow, and where they want to form better relationships and connections, everything that happens, they will instantly look to their self to go, what do I need to learn from that? What did I do in that situation that I could change? What is my lesson? And this is actually one of the key flaws and the key trappings in your self-development journey. Because actually, not every lesson is yours. You sometimes are other people's lessons. You sometimes are other people's karma. And what I mean by that is, you have to learn on your journey that you have to start implementing boundaries. And what I mean by that is, you have to start learning to say how you feel. You have to start learning to own your emotions and stop avoiding conflict. Because what you're doing is, by avoiding conflict, by avoiding saying how you're feeling, by avoiding anything that disrupts peace or anything that may rock the boat with another, because suddenly you feel like you want peace at all costs, and that means that you never rock a boat. You're not teaching anyone else anything. And the whole point of all of us growing is so that it's not just us that learns lessons, it's others also. Unless you start telling another how you feel, how are they going to learn their lesson? And actually, you're not meant to be nice about it all of the time. If you are in situations where you are being walked all over and you believe that actually because I'm growing, I need to take the higher ground or I need to be the better person, that's your ego actually keeping you trapped in avoiding conflict at all costs, because you believe your peace is the most important thing. But actually it's not. It's not. The most important thing is we allow ourselves to disrupt our own peace sometimes, to put people in their place, hold people accountable, tell people how we feel. And if they don't like that, that doesn't make you a bad person. That's their lesson that they have to learn. And how you learn to do this is, you have to learn to start taking accountability for your own feelings and emotions. Stop believing in this spiritual crap that's being chucked around, that you have to avoid conflict or peace at all costs, or I just want peace and I'm not going to get involved in anything that is is going to disturb that. Because what you're doing really ultimately is bypassing. You're bypassing your own growth because you're in avoidance. You believe peace comes from never having to face conflict to a certain degree, but that's not true. Peace comes from facing conflict in the best way that you can, holding somebody else accountable, and actually feeling empowered by the fact that you have probably made the choice that is right for you. If you walk away from everyone without telling them how you feel, if you never upset somebody because, it's not worth it, if you never engage in anything that's going to break your peace, you're denying other people their lessons, because other people can only learn from each other, just like you do. You have learned because of the people that you've lost in your life, or you have learned because of things that people have said about how they're hurt, or you have learned because you realise you want your bonds to be deeper. We're in a massive disillusion where we believe happiness and joy comes from disconnecting from anything that isn't comfortable, disconnecting from anyone that isn't healthy, from any situation that isn't comfortable, disconnecting from anyone that doesn't agree with us. But that's not true. We have to learn to navigate. We have to learn to hold people accountable. How many times have you stayed in a friendship and you haven't said how you felt because you've been fearful of rocking the boat? You just don't feel like you want to be around that person because it doesn't feel genuine, because it feels like a disconnection. They are not then having the ability to grow with what they need to learn, maybe what your needs are, or they need to learn maybe your friendship isn't right for them either, or they need to learn that actually they are self-absorbed. Sometimes we do have to appear horrible. And you will, I don't want to be horrible. But being nice means you're a walkover. Being nice means you're a people pleaser. Being nice means you avoid things at all costs. Nobody respects nice people because you're not really nice, you're false. False people do everything they can to avoid anything of discomfort. That's not nice. We've learned to label falsities as nice because it makes others comfortable, but it's not healthy. So we have to actually start being prepared to be people that aren't nice. People that are healthy. People that aren't unkind with their words. But it doesn't mean that somebody else won't take your words as unkind. Because nobody likes the truth quicker than somebody who lives in disillusion. The same with ourselves. Anyone who is so used to disillusion, as soon as you say something of some truth base or say something of what you feel, they're not going to like that. And you're going to be deemed the bad person. And you're avoiding that at all costs. But by avoiding that at all costs, you're either staying in a friendship or connection that is unhealthy, or you're allowing that person to believe that their behaviour is acceptable when it's not acceptable. The only way we know the behaviours are unacceptable is when another calls us out. You've got to learn the fact that by you trying to be nice means that you're living a false life. Because we all know that we have to sometimes take things or do things that aren't nice. Like when your arm is broken and you need to reset that arm, you don't go, oh, well, we don't want to do that because it's going to cause pain and discomfort. We will let that person's arm set in a disjointed way, which impacts the rest of your life. The nurse doesn't go, oh, I'm too scared to do that because what if I offend this person? The nurse knows they have a job to do. The nurse does what she has to do. And she knows that your life and your arm will be far better for it. In that moment, she wasn't nice or appearing nice. But it was for the betterment of you and your arm and the situation. When you start also realising that not everything is about you. Not every situation that goes wrong is about what you've done wrong. It could be about what the other person needs to learn. 50-50, it can be quite often, what does that other person need to learn? I shouldn't have walked away from that person because now they have no one. Well, actually, you're stripping them of their lesson. I shouldn't have said that to that person because now they think I'm a bad person. Actually, they needed to hear it. Oh, I shouldn't have chosen to have been honest with that person. Okay, well then how are you going to bond at a deeper level when they keep offending you or doing something that crosses your boundary? In a world, and it's not about being successful, but in this world, to thrive, you have to recognise that being nice is a bullshit illusion that has been sold to you by people along the way, so that you can stay in line, do as you're told, be somebody who doesn't challenge anybody, be somebody who goes to work and is on a leash, be somebody who is robotic. Because how many nice people do you meet that puts in boundaries and says to somebody, I'm not happy with that? How many nice people do you meet that people actually respect? I know I wasn't respected when I was nice. Oh, everyone wanted me when they needed me because I had something to give them. But nobody was there when I needed something because they didn't respect me enough. Because I just let people walk all over me. I just let people pop in and out of my life whenever they felt like it with no real commitment to me. I just let people give me breadcrumbs. And I accepted that. And the more you accept something, the more you receive. You can't Somebody can't treat you like you're worth something if you don't treat yourself like you are worth something. So I want you to remember this. You may be somebody else's lesson that they need to learn, and that is not a bad thing. Thank you for watching. Do look out at my other content. I'd like to do short videos to bring to you awareness in our journey, awareness in our healing. So do subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. It helps my channel grow. And I am on TikTok and I am on Facebook, where I do daily uploads regarding healing and regarding your personal growth.